right, I just pulled up at one of my favorite destinations, Paloma Lake. You've seen me come here and fish out of kayaks to catch really gargantuan bass. That's not the plan this time. You can see I got the Avid behind me. Actually gonna spend the night here and then go launch at Hopedale tomorrow and go hit the Marsh. That's really one of the best things about this place is it's really kind of centrally located amongst a whole lot of really good saltwater fishing, in addition to the great freshwater fishing here, obviously. I don't know what Hopedale is from here, probably maybe 20 minutes at the farthest. Not a long drive at all, so I'm gonna go hit that in the morning and hopefully catch some speckled trout, redfish, flounder, who knows. Just gonna go explore and see what I can find. But the owner of Paloma, Shalon Perez, is gonna come meet me and kind of give us a little bit of a tour of the place. I've been here a few times, but kind of just explored it on my own. It'd be nice to check it out with him. So we'll discuss all they have to offer and all that good stuff. So stick with us, this should definitely be a fun video. I'm certainly looking forward to it. All right, this place has two main lodges. You can see those there. I'll be sleeping in one of those tonight. Let me show you the lake. Here are the kayaks I use when I come here. And here's the lake. It's full of bass in here. Really, really fun to fish. Who knows, I may throw a lure at some time today. But right now, I gotta get unpacked. All right, take a look at this place. Just amazing. And the lodges, of course, overlook the lake. Just a super nice place. This is my room. Let me check it out. So here we go. That's where I'm parked. Big king size bed overlooking the lake. Got the whole place to myself, just awesome. All right, here comes Shalon now. Let's go tell him hello.
Hey.
What's up, man?
How goes it?
It's going well, how are you?
I can't complain.
So when do you feel like the fish spawn here? Like, y'all have it pinpointed? Yeah.
Yeah, like into March. So I mean, most
End of March, that late, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Most of the big bass, like the bigger bass, have been caught here. I'd say from like March 20th, like all the way into like May 1st.
Okay. So now you do let people launch an outboard into here as long as they don't start it, right? Is that kind of the rule? Okay.
Yeah. Archery, for beginners.
Oh,
Not like big compound bows,
right.
but we have beginner bows for archery, and then the skeet 5 stand.
All right, here's the two skeet houses. So you can actually shoot skeet here. Obviously fantastic duck hunting seasonally. So you can kind of warm up here and get ready. But you know, shooting skeet's always fun, even in the off season. All right, screened in picnic area right on the lake. Don't have to worry about gnats or mosquitoes. Imagine eating your evening meal right here. I can think of worse places. All right, so obviously you've seen the upscale lodge. These are some glamping cabins. They're very popular here. Much smaller, kind of roughing it, but not really. All the comforts of home. And all the glamping cabins are right here on the lake. Great view, phenomenal scenery, and incredible fishing, trust me. That cove right there, the first time I came to Paloma, I lived in that cove and just absolutely whacked 5 and 6 pound bass, just incredible. All right, so Shalon, who is Paloma's targeted client?
Our goal at Paloma is to target anybody that enjoys the outdoors. So we have a combination of things for both the avid sportsmen, their spouses, their kids. We've had lots of people that come and stay in our accommodations, and they love it because the wives and kids can play in the pool while the husband's out fishing, or the kids can fish right off the front and catch bass, and the wives can watch. And we're in the center of the best sportsman's paradise around, so they can also enjoy everything else. Go out to the Marsh, go catch redfish and speckled trout. They can also hunt with us or hunt in the marsh. We offer all sorts of accommodation packages combined with anything you want to do to enjoy the outdoors, from simple things like skeet shooting to thermal hog hunts, deer hunts, duck hunts, and every fishing possibility you can do down here. If you're looking to do what here we typically call inshore fishing, it's 20-25 minutes away, so you can either go south and go to Point Lahash, or you can go a little north and then east and go to Delacroix, Hopedale, Shell Beach. What we found with our clients is the thing that they're most impressed about is a lot of times, because the fishing is saltwater fishing is so good here, you can limit out relatively early, especially they're adjusting the trout limit, so people are done a lot earlier. And so if they're here for a few days, they're looking for other things to do. And so if they stay with us, they can bass fish in the afternoon, they can shoot skeet in the afternoon, they can take birding tours in the afternoon, they can hunt in the afternoon. So we like for people to come stay with us, and then they can either fish on their own or fish with one of our guides. You know, we have a lot of local restaurants that are 15 minutes away. You can go all the way back in New Orleans in 35 if that's what you want to do. We also offer food accommodations here, so we will cook all your meals for you. If you go out and catch redfish, we're happy to cook them for you.
All right, so next morning, I had a good night's sleep, and it's definitely nice being here in the middle of the marsh. You know, normally I got about an hour-and-a-half drive from my house to get down to Hopedale, and today I got about a 20-minute drive. Now, I'm leaving a good bit ahead of that. I got to make a couple stops on the way, but I'm really looking forward to getting on the water today. I haven't fished in over a week. It's been a while. The weather hasn't been all that great. And today looks like it might be cloudy, definitely breezy, really breezy this morning. Forecast today is 15 to 20, so that's going to be pretty bumpy, no doubt. But I'm eager to see what I can find. We're going to go exploring. Come along with me. All right, I'm here at Hopedale Marina. Quick little drive from Paloma. Clouds are kind of breaking up. It's going to be a beautiful sunrise. But it's breezy, no doubt about it. It's going to be a windy day. But hopefully we can find some fish. Just launching the boat, I was able to see my trailer super easily. Water's gorgeous in here. Hopefully that's true throughout the region. We'll see. Man, I'm ready to catch some fish. It's been a while. All right, definitely the windiest day I've fished in quite a while. I checked the buoy at Big Ardine, which is not terribly far from here. It's blowing 20. The direction is 112, which I guess is east-southeast. So you know that's blowing water in, but this tide is falling against that wind. So while the tide is falling, I'm going to focus on bayous and the mouths of bayous. Once it switches and starts rising, I'll probably push back into the ponds. Water level is not terribly low because of the direction of this wind. But it's not going to fall much longer. It's not going to fall very far. It's probably going to rise pretty hard. So let's see what we can do. Beautiful sunrise. I expected it to be, and it definitely is. All right, I'm starting with one of my favorite search baits for this time of year. Green hornet matrix shad, 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. Water is really nice. Yeah, here we go. You can see there's the mouth of a bayou here. Water mixing up ahead. You're gonna see if there's some fish on it. Water mixing right here too. Only 2.5 feet where we are. That's a little discouraging. Gotta be a channel somewhere in here. Just gotta find it. It's gonna be an exploration kind of day. We're gonna cover some water, fish a lot of stuff, trying to find some fish. Water temp is 58. Still cold. You know, we had some severe cold just a few weeks ago, and it really hasn't, the water temp at least hasn't really warmed up a ton since then. I haven't seen any 60s since then, that's for sure. All 50s, but I mean, the good news is everything will bite in 58-degree water. Everything. Man, water's just flying out of here. It's hard to bucket. Oh, there's a fish. Don't know what. Feels kind of trouty. Doesn't feel terribly large. Nope, not big at all. Not big at all. What's up, Peanut? Got any big ones down there, or just little guys like you? That was a hard hit for such a small fish. Well, broke the ice. All right, that one little guy may have given us some false hope. No other bites, but before I move on, I'm gonna throw a cork. Versamax bolt above a Holy Jolly matrix shad, 16th ounce death grip jig head. Just gotta check, keep them honest. That fish bit on my second cast in this little cut right here. Thought there might be a few fish here. I guess he was a lone ranger. All right, no luck. Let's make a little migration. Day of exploration continues. All right, one of the pitfalls of exploring, I saw this bayou on a map, really wanted to fish it. And now I get in here and it's 2 feet deep. There is a bend coming up here with some good mixing water. I'm hoping it's got a little bit of depth in that bend. If not, we'll have to move on to something else. Definitely a ton of current flying through here. There's a place you could definitely find reds completely stacked up. Look at this beautiful mixing water. Makes me think there is some depth here. We'll know in a minute. Bucking this hard wind getting in here. Not making life easier. Just saw some bait. More bait. Definitely a good sign. Still only 2 feet though. See what it is when we get into this bend. Man, this is pretty. Should be some fish here. Wish it had about 2 more feet of depth. 2.6, 2.7, 3.3, there we go. 3.4, 3.6. Veritable canyon. 4.3. Oh, a good hit. All right. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. No, he's still on. You're just swimming at me. I know what you are. I know what you are. Yep. Oh, no, it's a black drum. It's actually a black drum. I thought it was a redfish. But it's a black drum. It's a legal black drum, definitely. We're gonna have to net him. This is a very underrated fish in Louisiana. These black drum, they're very, very good to eat. This one doesn't get free before I get a net under him. I'm gonna eat him. All right. All right, about a maybe 20-inch black drum. These guys are delicious. I'm gonna take him home. All right, definitely thought that was a redfish, but not disappointed in the least. You know, black drum and redfish are very closely related, but black drum don't hit artificials nearly as much as redfish do. I generally don't catch a whole lot of them at all. All right, it's 5 feet in this little bend. The boat's kind of kicking around, which is interesting. Don't know if our tide's starting to change or what, but there's a little cut up here I just saw on the map. So we're gonna head on up there and check that out. Now I feel a little more confident about this bayou having enough depth to float us. Man, 6 feet right here. Plenty of depth in here. So here's a little ditch draining right into this bend on this bayou. Definitely an area worth exploring. Such a great looking spot for a redfish to be hanging out. Made a few casts in there though, no bites. Have to continue on. Hopefully this bend has some depth. Right now it's 1.7 feet. More of a gradual bend than a sharp one. Less impressive. Now, I can tell you, exploring like this is definitely dangerous, particularly with a falling tide and water this shallow. The good thing is I'm pushing into the wind, so I get into an area that's a little too shallow and I got to turn around. The wind's going to help me get out of it. Also, the tide is going to switch today. It's going to rise. It's going to rise pretty quickly too. So I'll feel good. If I do get stuck, that I'll eventually be able to get out. Don't want that to happen, but it has happened before. All right, 4 feet right here in this bend. We should be able to find some fish in this little bayou. Another good bend right here. Looks promising. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, I lost him. Dadgummit. That was good, whatever it was. Felt red fishy. Could have been another drum. Oh, there we go. Redfish, all right. Now he was not in the most likely spot that I expected a red to be. I did get a hit as we were coming through here, but I missed it. Got nothing but a scale. This guy even is hooked outside the mouth. This guy's not gonna make the cut. But we'll put a tag in him and we'll let him go. Get on with his day. Long skinny red, he needs to get out there and grow. I mean, not long, it's 15 inches, but long relative to his girth. Sounds familiar. All right, another bend. Doesn't look quite as impressive as some of the others, but it might have a fish or two. You suck. Another bite. I mean, a hard bite. I think it's these little reds. All right, exploring. I love it, but it's never a guarantee. And I guess that's what I really like about it. I thought this bayou would be better than it was, but I've pushed in here for maybe 45 minutes or so. Caught a couple fish, but nothing to write home about. So we're gonna head out of here and go see what else we can find. It's getting super windy, but the water's still pretty and it's still falling, so we should find some fish. All right, here's the next bayou I want to fish. But before I go barging in there, I'm gonna fish this mouth right here. Kind of meets another bayou. Make sure nothing's hanging out right here. Tide's ripping through here, just ripping. Beautiful bend here with a drain coming into it. Fortunately, the wind is, man, just screaming. It's gonna make it difficult to fish. Got to try and figure out an angle. Yeah, it's falling down 6 feet here. I like the way this looks for sure. Might try and get on the other side and fish back into it. I like this little bend. 9 feet, 12 feet. Yeah, I'd say there's a little depth in here. 15 feet. All right, wasn't expecting that. Let's see if there's something at this Trenas mouth. Boy, does that look good. Boy, does that look good. 16 feet deep right here. I'm debating going in there, but I don't think it's wide enough to spin my boat around if we get stuck. Probably not the smartest thing. I'd love to go fish that though. All right, here's the best looking bend I've seen in this bayou. You can see the exposed bank here. Water's definitely getting really low. We're getting at the end of this falling tide. I'm surprised it's still falling. All right, some really good looking mixing water right here. We're gonna stop and fish that for a minute. Might be some trout right there. Really looks good. Just gotta get positioned properly. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish right where he should have been. I think that is a speck. Yep, another little guppy. Man, he's bigger than I thought he was. Actually, you know what? He would have been a keeper. I bet he's between 12 and 13. I bet you're a last year keeper. Well, I'm not even gonna measure you, but I am gonna tag you. We'll see where this dude ends up. A very trouty looking area. Oh, shoot. I had him hooked up for a second. Felt like a little better fish. Oh, here comes some dolphins. Great. Where are you gonna pop up again? Let's see. Coming to eat my trout. Yep, there they are. 2 of them. Coming to eat my trout. They will absolutely wreck a trout bite. There they go, up ahead in the bayou. So now we get to follow them. That's unfortunate. By the way, a lot of people in Louisiana call those porpoises. They are not porpoises, they're bottlenose dolphins. My understanding is there are no porpoises at all in the Gulf of Mexico. I'd rather fish behind Kevin Van Dam than a dolphin. But there's a cut up here I want to fish where this bayou empties into a pond. Hopefully they reversed course at some point and headed the other way, but I don't know. We'll see. Another really good looking bend. Let's see if the dolphins whacked it. Oh boy, is this beautiful. There should be some fish here. It falls off to 9 feet right here. This is awesome. All right, if there were fish here, the dolphins ran them off. Looks so good. Definitely want to come back and fish this at some other point. I can fish it a little better. Not quite as windy, and I'm not following two dolphins. 13 feet right here. Wow. Quite a canyon. You know, in the spring, I like to target trout that are eating those baby croakers. This would be a really good spot to try. Oh, just saw a little bait. Let's check that out. More bait. Well, that's a good sign. Haven't seen a whole lot of bait today. Of course, you typically don't in February. Let's see if we can catch something here. I like the way this looks. More bait. Oh, there we go. What the heck? Oh yeah, speckled trout. There we go. That's a keeper. I don't know, man. He's shrinking. I don't know if he's a keeper. Whew, I don't know. My eyes have not adjusted to 13 inches yet, so I don't know. I'm thinking just a hair short. Shoot, he's gonna be blind in the left eye if we gotta release him. I'm thinking a hair short, but man, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. All right, he actually makes the cut. 13 incher. There we go. All right, that was a very good hit. Hopefully we can duplicate it. That'd be nice. One the dolphins didn't get. The wind is now blowing approximately 900 miles an hour. That's just a rough guess, but I think it's about 900. All right, hopefully you can hear me with the wind noise, but I don't want to leave this little area. I caught that one trout, got a couple other bites. I feel like I'm not getting down. Water's deep here. It's 11 to 12 feet, and the tide's just freaking rolling. The wind is just crazy here. Just an insane day. But I made a switch to a 3/8 ounce death grip jig head, limbo slice, matrix shad, and see if I can catch anything. Jigging this deep hole right here. It's 11 to 12 feet. I mean, right in this little bayou. Just such a great setup. Just feel like there should be some trout here. Nice catch. There's a fish. What are you? All right, foul hook trout, but a trout nonetheless. And that's a definite keeper. About a 14, maybe 15 inch fish. All right. This 3/8 is definitely getting down better, as you'd expect. I'm basically just vertical jigging this hole here. This is the roughest day I've fished in years. I mean, it is screaming. It's got to be blowing 30 now. I thought it was bad earlier when it was 20. But I'd still rather be here than at home. There's another one. There we go. All right, another speck. Yeah, I figured they had to be there. If it wasn't blowing so hard, I could probably back off and catch a few. I'm just having to vertically jig. This fish, man, I don't know. I don't know if he's legal or not. We're gonna check him out though. He sure is. He makes the team. At least we hooked that one in the mouth. Oh, there's a fish. Another speck. All right. Thanks for the bite. You're not big enough, you'll get a tag. All right, you can see here how much that tide has fallen. Whew, that's a lot of mud bank exposed. I can't believe it's still falling this hard against this brutal, absolutely brutal east wind. It's definitely not moving as hard as it was. We came through here a little while ago and this water was practically boiling right here. And it's still mixing, still a little nervous, but you can tell that tide's a lot weaker. Make a few casts here with this 3/8 ounce. Should have switched to this earlier with as hard as this tide's moving. In all honesty, I wasn't expecting this bayou to have this much deep water. There's a fish. Oh, might be a red. Is that a bass? I think it's a bass. Yep, it's a bass. I wasn't expecting to catch one of those today. All right. Just crazy. Quite a wide variety today, no doubt about it. Most of the water around this Hopedale area is too salty for bass, but not for this guy. We're gonna take him home. I'm just letting the wind push me down this bayou, the wind and tide, and just seeing what I run across. That was the hit of the day right there. That fish clobbered the bait. Man, it's 11 feet right here. 11 feet. That's insane in this little bayou. I will come back to this bayou for sure at some point in the future. That's the beauty of exploring. You find stuff like this. What an impressive bayou. So if you stay at Paloma, obviously you catch bass in the lake right behind the lodge, but they're always present in these marshes. And as I mentioned, Hopedale, it's pretty salty, but when you push back in these marshes, they hold a lot of rainwater, and that's what keeps them less saline. And those marsh bass never cease to amaze me at what they can live in. Just insane, just crazy. Their limit is supposed to be 5 parts per thousand of salt. Oh goodness, I missed a fish. But they survived this summer where it was 20 ppt at least everywhere in the marsh. I don't understand it, but I'm glad they survived because they're fun to catch. And sometimes you can't help but run into them, no matter what you're targeting. And if you're watching from out of town, yes, we often catch speckled trout and bass right together, sometimes on successive casts. One of the many aspects that makes Louisiana just an incredible fishery. Love this place. And I'm very confident if we had brought some dead shrimp today, we could have soaked those on the bottom in those deep bends that we were in and caught a variety of fish, probably redfish, drum, sheephead. Not really my style of fishing. I'll do it occasionally. I prefer to kind of keep moving, but it's definitely productive. And a good thing this time of year, if you do fish, oh, there's a fish. Speckled trout, speckled trout, speckled trout. Yeah, nice trout, keeper. All right. The good thing is, if you do fish that way, this time of year, you don't have to worry about catfish. Of course, in the summertime, you'll get mauled by hardheads and gaff tops. Not this time of year. They're all out in the Gulf. Let's see if he's a keeper. I think he is. Oh yeah, 13 and a half. If you want to call me a slow learner, I'll take it. I should have switched to this 3/8 earlier. I'm pretty sure that's been the difference. Of course, it could be the limbo slice. Who knows? You never know, but I really think it's that 3/8. I think if I had that green hornet on here, I'd be getting just as many bites. But I think I'm just getting down to the fish now. It's so awesome out here. It really is. I just love fishing. I mean, we've got some pretty brutal conditions, but it's still, where would you rather be? Air temp is, it's actually getting a little warm. It's probably about 60. I need to shed some of these clothes. Super comfortable. Definitely wish the wind was blowing at least 10 miles an hour less, for sure. But now that we got it at our back, it's not nearly as irritating. Going into it was tough. As much as I do this, you'd think I'd be sick to death of fishing, but I absolutely love it. Can't wait till I'm out here again. All right, our tide has quit, and not surprisingly, so have our fish. My goal today was to show you if you go and stay at Paloma, even if you don't know a whole lot about this area, you can come out here and explore and find fish. Obviously, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Kind of develop a little base that you learn something about and just expand out from there. But even your first time here, I fished tons of new stuff today. It didn't set the world on fire, but I caught a good number of fish. Certainly enough to make it worthwhile coming out here. And look, we had brutal conditions. Definitely the windiest day I fished in quite a while. It's kind of dying a little bit now. It's certainly not close to dead. I'd love to stay here and fish this rising tide. Unfortunately, I got to get home. Not staying in Paloma tonight. I really wish I were. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed the video and got something out of it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. You can do that by clicking that button right there. Also, here's 2 videos YouTube thinks you'll like. Check those out when you get a chance. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson.